we are going to do a test for reducing sugars, protein, starch, fats, and salt. We can find out by testing our food in the lab with several different solutions. Here are the materials we need for these tests. Here we have 3 food samples: soda, milk, and soy sauce. At the start of every food test, fill in each test tube with your food samples and label them. Burette test. Let's start with a test for protein using the burette test. For this test, we will use a beat egg as our control. Put in 5 drops of burette solution in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. If the food sample turns purple or lilac, it contains reducing protein. Iodine test. Now let's do a test for starch using the iodine solution. For this test, we will use rice as our control. In order to make a liquid solution from the rice, we must mush it together with distilled water. We put this liquid solution into the test tube. Put in 5 drops of iodine solution in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. If the food sample turns blue or black, it contains starch. More tests. Now let's do a test for salts using silver nitrate. For this test, we will use a salt dissolved in distilled water as our control. Put in around 2 centimeters of silver nitrate in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. If the food sample turns milky white, it contains salt. Felling test. Let's start with a test for reducing sugars using Felling solution A and B. For this test, we will use sugar dissolved in distilled water as our control. Put in 10 drops of Felling solution A in each test tube. Then put in 10 drops of Felling solution B in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. Place all the test tubes in a water bath. Leave them there for 15 minutes. Take out the test tubes. If the food sample has a green suspension and a red precipitate, it contains reducing sugars. Benedict test. Now let's do another test for reducing sugars, using the Benedict solution this time. For this test, we will use sugar dissolved in distilled water as our control. Put in 5 drops of Benedict solution in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. Place all the test tubes in a water bath. Leave them there for 15 minutes. Take out the test tubes. If the food sample turns green, yellow, orange, or has a red precipitate, it contains reducing sugars. Liquid test. Now let's do a test for lipids using alcohol. For this test, we will use oil as our control. Put in around 2 centimeters of alcohol in each test tube. Mix each food sample thoroughly using the vortex machine. If the food sample has a white cloud, it contains lipids. Liquid test. Now let's do a test for lipids using brown paper. For this test, we will use oil as our control. Add a drop of each food sample to a separate brown paper. If the paper becomes translucent, the sample contains lipids.